Hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of Storm King's Thunder. We have had a bit of a break period from this due to a rescheduling with my personal life and traveling around. Yeah, traveling around really does suck with work. So you're not going to see my mug, so our viewership's going to go up by like 10 times. Besides that, we have all of our wonderful people here today, so who wants to give me a recounting of last session's events? Would Glory like to perhaps?
Hey. Okay. Voice of someone who is not worried at all. We do tribe? Yeah, tribal. After some shenanigans. And when we got here, we noticed that Kronos was outside, and Legacy and Sildar were there. Feeling like I'm talking about spoilers, but no, you guys know this stuff. And they had a big old discussion about her father and having her memories erased, and the fact that Sildar's actually her dad, which, you know, was unexpected. Large part of Glory's memory had kind of been suppressed. A couple of people talked to a couple of people. Varys went and talked to Legacy, and we all agreed we weren't going to remember this right now because that seemed like a stressful thing to do before you go into a fight. And then Zero was like, but what if we did it right now? There was a long planning session in which we kind of agreed to link everyone plus Legacy's brains, apart from including Zero, brains with a spell that Kirok had. We don't talk to each other essentially while going through a traumatic experience, and then we were gonna heal the memory erasure and see what happened. Kirok also volunteered to go into the astral plane, which definitely did not make me cry.
My bad.
And unwittingly, everyone is getting dragged into this plan in which Glory's going to remember some stuff and needs a hand. Plan in any way, except expressing that she's about to make a really stupid decision. The only people I think who really know about this plan are Kirok and Zero. I'm currently upstairs with... and everyone else has just been unwittingly had their minds linked to everyone else.
Only people that have not had their minds linked, if I'm correct, is Sildar, his executioners, Rockfin, and the innkeeper. Besides that, the entire party and Legacy have
written down is Ash, Kirok, Varys, Roman, Zero, Legacy. Who have I missed?
Yourself.
Aren't I staying out to keep an eye on your bodies and make sure you're medically sound?
Okay, I believe the room setup is that the room was going to be... all weapons are being removed for safety, in case something happens.
I've got all of Glory's weapons, so I basically gave them to Varys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I think everybody is out of the room
Yes.
if they need
Except
to be.
for Ash, if I'm correct. She's in the room.
Zero.
Yeah, Zero has to be there because he's casting
Zero
the
has
spell.
to cast it.
And my familiar
Was there because she needs emotional support. Although she hasn't told Ash what's going on.
She has a character
Aww.
stroke.
Yeah, well, no, my familiar is going to be like up on a bookshelf at the back of the room. As far away from Glory as possible.
My familiar will be with them, just to keep them company.
Before.
Very well. You're all in this room. Well, 3 of you are in this room. Everyone else is downstairs. But I do believe it is a combined use of spells that are working together for this. So, I would like an Arcana check from Varys, Roman, and Kirok with advantage each.
I'm not doing any spells that are part of this, so I don't know if I have to make one.
No, make one.
Okay, I think that was why.
It's just been linked to a couple other people, so why not? Right?
Oh, Roman! Oh, Roman!
That's a natural 20.
We all rolled.
Keep that up.
We all rolled above a 20.
When my roll 20 wakes up, it'll be lovely.
Natural 20 off Roman, 23 off Kirok, 27 off.
I like it how we both got more than him. But
I know.
I got that nat.
Oh
So-
my god.
With the spells being cast and all of you willingly allowing yourselves to be linked in this manner, mark down the following spell in a 7th level spell slot area, please. At present, name it Soul Link.
sure.
It is a concentration spell, and all you know the spell can currently do is that it allows you to speak to everyone else that you link it to, up to 6 people including yourself. For now, the numbers are vague, but later on this is what you'll be able to do with it. You may use your action on a turn to attempt allowing someone else to reroll a charisma check for either being charmed or frightened. So, you all have this. And my connection to Roll20 keeps breaking, but that's fine because I don't actually need to use Roll20 that much. So, 0, you begin performing the incense for this to help lull everyone. Ash,
Yep.
you're there alongside. Your mind is also linked. Currently, the people who have their minds linked are Roman, Ash, Kirok, Varus, Legacy. Am I forgetting anyone else? Oh, Glory.
I'm gonna try and okay. I'm just kind of testing this whole mental thing, and I'm just like, okay. So the bad decision goes a little bit like this. Remember some stuff, and I can talk to you in my head. Need support. I'm sorry for dragging you all into this, but I'm so I'm gonna stay in here, so I'll be fine. Sorry, Ash. And everything will be fine. I just want to be able to talk to you guys, is all.
Kirok, do you use your projection with Glory at this time?
I will use it as soon as they are sort of ready. Once I'm given like the okay from both Glory and 0.
Okay.
In case anybody wants to do anything else before we start.
Yep, I'm gonna go around, give everyone a bowl of incense and a towel, which I'm sure I can rustle up in the inn, and instruct them to throw that over their head so they can just hotbox the incense so it doesn't just spread around the room. Breathe deep. I don't know what's going to happen in there, but good luck. If you see Dream Druid, say hi to it for me. I don't know if that's how that actually works, but I mean, he is the guy who got me into the Emerald Enclave, so you might even see the guy who did that, so that's cool. And I'm going to
You
take...
just have beads, but okay. I'm just
I'm
gonna
gonna
grab
take-
Ash's hand.
None of this makes any sense.
That's
I
what
don't
makes it
think
fun.
it's supposed
Yeah, you're gonna have a bit of a harder time, Varus, because you don't sleep, so just do your dream meditating thing. But
Yeah.
the incense will help you chill.
That's a fair point, actually. How would that work?
They still enter
Semantics!
dreamlike states.
Semantics!
Meditate.
Is everyone
If-
ready?
I'm going in, and you're all connected to me, so I'm just I'm literally dragging you guys in with me.
Funnily enough, it's kind of how this is working. Is everyone ready?
Don't mind.
I do want to take Roman aside for a second. Roman, behave yourself in there, and I may let you in on something I've been keeping secret.
We can hear that
Just-
as well, right? So we're all linked.
If he's speaking to the person in the corner, no.
Oh, okay.
Just be careful with your eldritchy stuff.
Yeah. Don't worry. I don't want him in on this at all.
Excellent. Good. Cool. Yeah, there's something I've been sort of reluctant to mention, but doesn't matter. Anyway, if everyone's ready, let's, have a nice nap. And don't die. I don't know what that will do to you.
You don't know what's happening to
Before,
anyone, so at this point,
None of us know what we're doing.
Before we close our eyes, I know that Gloria is currently holding one of my hands. So Ashka will very, very firmly place her other hand on top of hers and then close her eyes.
okay. You are a supportive girlfriend. Got it.
Mhm.
10 out of 10, best supportive girlfriend. Also, your character's great. So, you all close your eyes. You breathe in the incense as your minds are linked.
Me back a sheep.
And you
Or a nightmare.
all begin falling. Falling and falling. Some of you fall for what seems like far longer. Others, you fall and land. Takes maybe a moment or two. You see yourselves, all of you, but slightly different. Kirok is in her original bright white feathers, with this constant shimmering of this aurora borealis style way off of her wings and feathers as she moves. It's almost like dust coming off of her. And in that fashion, Varys is very much so like all around him is just this little crackle of lightning. But not sporadic and uncontrolled, smooth, current. As if someone were running their finger down along, something controlled and precise. Around Ashk, there's just vines and bark down one side of her entire body. Half. The other is this a cutoff point where there's one side of long reed-like beard. The other is a thick and very well trimmed, precise beard with stern eye to one side and gentle, but also intense to the other. One side is Muradin, one side is Sylvanas. Roman looks as if he is but a shadow. You can see his eyes, they are like bright yellow dots in the night, but his body is in shadow. Zero, you are pulled through this as well. You appear as if you were made of moss and seaweed. Even your mask is gone, it is just your face underneath, like a porcelain mask. Legacy is there. You see her quite different to how she appears in the real plane. Where her horns curve back and up slightly, there's spines all the way down along them, and they grow out longer to her horns. To her back you see majestic leathered wings, and a long spined tail that ends to a point. Then there is Glory, who is as you remembered her in her current point in time. The room begins lighting up around you. As if there's darkness is too much, you think we need to see. Lights begin washing over, and you see you as if you are on a crossroads. Many different paths that you seem to go down, but one is widest. One is most direct, it seems. It feels. And it leads to a small oaken door, varnished with a red overlay. The room itself, the exterior you see, it's not as if you are walking. Your feet dangle, but you do not think to fly, you do not think to hover. But when you move, you move. Your legs do not You have autonomy, you just float. But you do not feel the requirement. It feels as if you take steps, but you float. There are many different paths. You look down and you see one leads to a bird's nest, grand though in its design, with very great detail. You see one that leads, fuck you, Zero. You see one that leads into a burning depth. You see one that leads to ruined cities and maddened screams. You see one that leads to an island with tentacles wrapped around it. You see one that leads to a cave that has been caved in. You see all these ones, but only one seems familiar to you, Glory. That is the one that is straight ahead. What do you do?
Before I do anything, I'm just gonna think really hard. Can you guys hear me?
You can all hear her.
Yes.
Yes, we can hear.
As you
Nice
think,
look at it.
can you hear me? You say it. And all of you others, as if you hear it upon your ears, hear her.
Okay. This is fine.
I'm
I
gonna
don't
be
know.
like,
Right here, Carrier. Right here.
Wherever here is.
oops, I'm not supposed to be here.
It's okay.
I'm more here than anybody else. This is weird, but different.
As I don't know any of these other ways except that one, and I point straight ahead. So
And that's the way we should go.
I wonder if I'm actually here or if I'm just a dream of myself.
about that right now, thanks. Gloria's like,
I'll try and pinch Nemo.
Are you sure you want to do that?
this is the part, Kay, where you say no.
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 Okay.
I'm gonna. Gloria feels about like the smallest person ever right now. She's just gonna start walking in the
Okay.
way, the only way she knows.
You walk up a cobblestone path towards a door that you begin realizing looks more and more familiar. It's the door of the inn you stayed in last in Neverwinter.
Mm.
And while she is the same size, you are all aware of this. Focusing on Glory, it's like there's a projection of her. The closer you get, the more the focus is to her. She seems larger, even though you know you could reach out, and she's only so tall and only so wide and broad. But she feels... It feels less like you are walking next to her, and you are walking with her, but also through her. Glory, do you open the door?
Hey. You all with me?
I
On this?
put a hand on her shoulder.
I have no idea what's behind this door. And just go in.
You
Real or
open the
not,
door.
I'm here to help.
And you see yourselves in Neverwinter. You seem as if you just stepped out of your bedroom. You look down the corridors. You remember this is where everyone joked and laughed at the comedy notion of a ceremony between you and Ashk. You look down, there is your mother discussing with all of you around a table your plans for the future. And there's now another door directly in front of you in the hallway where it shouldn't be. This door is made of heavy iron with chains wrapped around it.
Good. Great. I'm glad this is getting far. If I go up to it, can I push on it a little? Does it do anything?
You don't even... You walk towards it, and it is like a dream where you do not know your hand has touched something. You do not see your hand in your peripheral, but the door opens. You feel it touch you. And there you see all of you You see Varus lifting your mother from a cage. You see Durin causing chains to fall. You see Zalto standing above all of you while you stand alone in a room against him. You see all of these things, and you specifically, Glory, begin to realize your anxiousness is bringing you to these moments of your life. And you begin thinking that through your own thoughts, you may be able to direct the path you take. Where do you think of next?
Need to get to the stuff I don't remember, which means I need to get near to it. Go to the traumatic stuff or the good stuff?
Whatever you want.
Maybe try and remember home.
At the thought of home, you look and there is a door where the portal you all leapt through long ago, seemingly, is now. And to describe as well the moment, it's not as if the entire scene is playing out, it's as if it's one still image that you can walk around and see from so many different angles. Glory is perfectly still, with an intent glare to Zalto, who looks down with a smug confidence. There's the desperation on others' faces as others are being pulled or moved. But the door is there. It is a redwood door. Very simply designed. It does have markings and scratchings on the front. Glory, it feels like home, and you remember that this is the door to your home. That small little village outside Citadel Felbar.
Point around at the Iron Slag scene and just be like, I never really thanked you guys for this, so thanks.
Frog
Terrifying,
doesn't
but-
necessarily remember it very well.
It's fine.
Frog was very helpful. It was very traumatic for everyone involved.
Yes, but it was also
Oh.
really cool. It's
For a
okay.
moment.
We know you do the same for us.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep a nervous eye out.
Okay. As you all continue, Glory, you reach and open the door. And you step in, and as you step in, it is late at night. And as you step in, and everyone else you follow in, you notice Glory shrinks slightly. Ever so slightly, as if she isn't as tall or as broad or as confident as she was. But she's wearing simple leather armor, clothes, really. She looks bruised. Looks like she may have gotten a tooth knocked out, or nearly. And she walks ahead of you, whilst also being at your side, and both are the same. But one is clearly the glory of the moment, the other is the glory of the scene. And this scene plays out slightly.
Glory just sighs really loudly.
The glory of the past, Zira, is stepping in. It's very late at night. She's clearly drunk. Clearly been in a fight. And then, from the living room, a light turns on, and a figure appears in a chair. Legacy. The two begin arguing. Legacy is confronting her for her late nights out, and her reckless attitude. Zira is questioning her mother, and saying that she could not stand her studies, that everything was frustrating. Even tutelage of the blade she found boring at this point. The two continue this conflict until Glory gets in her mother's face. After she says this name again, Zira. Stop calling me that. My name is Glory now. And the scene fades dark, and where the stairway is, another door appears.
Which hand is it safe for me to put on real Glory's shoulder?
You can put on any hand you like. You don't know.
I mean, one's on fire, the other one's technically thorns. I don't know.
You don't know what's going to happen if you put either to her.
Okay.
Let me have anything nice, could they?
You see
You were young.
Alexei. It's
We all
behind you.
rebel when we're young.
Some more than others.
Legacy is behind you.
Sorry, Mum.
I'm sorry for this. I didn't fully understand what it... I was just worried and mad that you couldn't just try, but I now realize that you were trying. You were trying very hard, and I neglected that.
It's fine. I was coming home at 2 a.m. drunk with usually a black eye.
And I probably had to go then and apologize to some poor bastard's mother and father after you had to send them to the cleric at the middle of the night.
Oops.
It happens
Yeah.
more often than I think you remember, actually.
I still... remember is a tricky thing at this kind of time, because... this version of me, please, as quickly as possible.
The next door you see is one that looks like it's taken a little bit of water damage around the bottom. It's a almost pale brown or almost a yellow kind of color with a stone circle around it, because this goes up and then has the semicircle top, and with that it's got the stone that matches. But this door is one of the first that doesn't really feel familiar. Sierra. By the way, Carlos, if I'm mispronouncing the first name of
Sure, I know
Glory,
you
please
got it
let me know.
right.
I'm getting it right. Good. Okay.
It's kind of real Glory's gonna kind of look over her shoulder and just go to Kirok and Ash. This is what this house looked like when it was still standing. Living in it, and Mum's weird stuff, like porcelain.
We said we'd go back. We still will.
mean-
Honored. Yeah.
And don't talk shit about my things, okay? I had a lot of nice things in this house.
Had like a lot of stuff. I'm not saying it was necessarily all bad. It was just a lot.
Hey now,
Almost
there's
like
nothing
I
wrong with
spent a life
collecting stuff.
adventuring. Exactly. You've got a friend here who collects statues.
They're pretty statues, okay?
They are pretty statues.
More
I'm
than
not saying that
statues.
against that.
We said we'd come back. We still will. When this is all done, we'll come back. We'll put things right.
You have our word on that. You know that, Glo-
Faris, are you trying to talk? Because you're muted.
Yeah, totally.
Thing is, I just saw the beard moving. I was like, oh shit.
Just while everyone's having a little chat here, can I sense my familiar at all? Like,
You can, yes.
can I try and see out of my familiar's eyes, swap senses?
Okay. In this moment, you all see Varus, in the state that you're all in, has cat eyes currently. And Varus, when you look through your familiar's eyes, you see Sildar in the room with Glory, Ashk, and Zero, very confused, with 2 guards there, presuming the others are still down below. And there's a great look of concern on his face, but he's not taking action to disrupt it.
I'll just swap back to me.
I would try to do the same, but since I am technically on a different plane, it won't work. So there we go.
Or
just-
do you go for the next door?
DM,
Yes.
if I may, probably just to test before we get into any problems later. Can I try casting just a bit of druidcraft in my hand just to see if magic still works here?
You don't think to perform the spell, but flowers begin erupting from your hands. This sweet fragrance fills all of your nostrils in that moment. But you did not have to cast the cantrip.
Ooh. Can they be lavender?
It smells like lavender.
Yay.
Only I want to go to sleep.
But we're
Well, it's
already dreaming.
If you sleep
Right,
in a
I'm just
dream,
That's
you break the
totally
matrix.
a song. I'm sure that's a song. Never mind.
It has layers.
Is a door out, so be ready to not. I should push the door open.
Just
You step through the door. The first thing that hits all of your ears is a child crying. Maybe 5 years old or so. Running away. A little red tiefling. Sobbing and running towards a legacy whose hair is bunned at the back. Glory has shrunk again. This time, she looks maybe about 9 years old. And her left hand is bloody. And you can see feathers from different angles popping out of it. As you step in, you hear the child, which has a name none of you recognize, preaching up to her mother, which is Legacy. Legacy is holding a smaller child in her arms at this point. Possibly this may be Faith that is crying. Asking her mother, why did Zira break this? Why did she hurt the nice birdie? The young Zira, who seems unfazed, just opens up their hand, their palm, to see a little crushed bird in it. It's at this point you realize she's not fully as she was as an adult. The horns aren't fully down yet or grown, but they're very rapidly getting to that state. Her eyes seem dull. She seems disinterested in anything. But her skin is still slightly pink, is what you're noticing. There's still a hint of pink in the red at this point. Legacy is confronting the child, sternly asking her why she did it. Zira, what did you say when your mother asked you why you did this?
Saying I don't know, that's as in she genuinely didn't know.
Ad lib it.
You said I don't know.
Okay. I thought
That's
that
what I
was
was
you
trying to
saying
say.
you don't know.
Nah.
No, she said I don't know. She doesn't know why she did that.
I don't know.
And at this point, these memories do come back to you. It was a little sparrow that had just seemingly been injured, that Faith picked up in their hands and shown to you. And you just grabbed it and you squeezed until it stopped moving. At the time, you didn't understand it, but as an adult now, with that thought to your head, you realize you enjoyed it. There was some impulse to harm, to be brutal. And you've definitely quelled those major tendencies, but you now realize that there's still always been that desire to cause that just worse. It wasn't just enough to kill someone, you had to cut them in half. It wasn't just doing one thing, it was making it worse for your opponent. So at this point, Zenas is just crying to you. Crying to the young you. And Legacy is calling out against you. You step towards this figure of yourself, and you just see chains wrapped around your head. But it's weird, no one seems to be noticing them. No one seems to be questioning them. It is as if they are not there in the physical. They weren't there in the moment. But it was that feeling. Just having your head just be pressed in at all sides. Like your brain was being strangled.
Boy,
Glory,
stuff starts
make
getting
a
bad.
perception check.
Sorry, who?
Glory,
Me.
Okay.
with advantage.
With advantage. I can do that.
Okay. You see many of these chains link back to one place. But there isn't a chain but a thread that goes off into a different direction, somewhere far away. And it's just this simple silken thread. All these heavy
Fight.
chains go to one moment. There's a silk going to another. What is your question?
Look behind me. Do I see the thread on me as well?
With that check, you do. The thread is there. And now you look up and you do see the chains, and the chains link towards a point. But the chains are loosened. Almost as if to say, their grip on you is weaker now than it was before. But there is still that simple taut thread going in a different direction. And you notice that taut thread also is coming from both legacies. And goes off as well, somewhere out of sight and mind in this moment.
Does it come off of Zenas and I've forgotten her other name.
Zenas and Mates.
You can't do demonic names.
Yes, it does go off them as well. And it all seems like they all just coagulate together to a point and go off. Actually, no, excuse me. They all link first to Legacy, and the Legacies goes off.
Guys. The max of violence, this seems like me.
You didn't
Remember,
know what was
Glory.
happening to you.
There are two forms of fire in this world. There is the one that is uncontrolled, it forms a blaze. And there is also the one that causes warmth. All it takes is control. You know which you are.
At this point, Legacy speaks. I need to know, but I also don't want to know where those heavy chains go. I know where these threads lead, though. That's the time and a place for the different question for you. I don't want to introduce you to him yet. You have a unique family heritage, is all I'm going to say.
Great. As if I didn't have one of those already. Okay.
Something that I'm just going to say now, sweetheart. I am a first-generation tiefling.
Excellent. Just what I needed to hear right now.
You now know it. You now know where that link leads.
Ever following that. That one
Just in
can...
case curiosity got the better of you, I say this to try and...
No, I'm not going down there.
Thank you.
Now or not ever. Right.
At this point, there is a simple room ahead. Sorry, Blue, you look like you want to say something.
I just say that at this moment in time, Kirok is silent and is staring at the hand of the young Glory, sort of unsure what to say at this moment in time.
Zira, you look down at your own hand and you do see that bird. It is in your hand. It Its lovely little white feathers at points are just blotched with red. Bones are producing from points they should not be.
I don't look at it anymore. I don't want to look at it.
You don't want to, but it is always in your peripheral. You always know it's there. You look forward, and a chill runs down your spine, like as if someone were to touch an ice cube to the top between your shoulder blades and just run it down all the way down your back, to your waist, down your tail. It is a door that has iron reinforcements around it. But it is not a door you remember. It is where the chains lead. They are wrapped around the handlebar. It feels pervasive. It doesn't feel right, but at the same time you feel an urge pulling you there.
This guys.
You're right here.
Does anyone want to say or do anything before Glory moves forward?
I just sort of shake myself a little bit out of the sort of thought that she was having, and sort of takes back up her position, just sort of like hovering around her like right shoulder. Just, I'm here.
I would like to keep an eye out and make sure there's not any threads connected to me still.
Make a perception check. This is not with advantage. Okay. You see multiple threads. None are taut, but many of them are linked between all of you. From your own experiences, they seem to be shared moments and memories. Many of you have threads that have led off behind you. Some of you, for example, Kirok, many of her threads behind her are frayed and damaged. Romans, for example, are thick, almost like oil or like tar along a rope, but does not drip, does not leak, but it's just this longer, thicker form than others. Varus's is like elven silk. Ashk's is like jewelry silver chain work leading back. Besides that, there isn't anything overtly pervasive. Or at least you think. And as that thought begins creeping into you, you look around. You can't help get the feeling that you are being watched from two sources. To you, in this moment, they are nameless. One, you feel like you should give a curtsy to. The other feels like it broils something inside of you. Glory. You open the door. You hear two voices echoed in the distance, what feels like miles off, but you see two shadowed figures. One is a human. You do not recognize him in the moment, but what everyone else sees begins to be unsettling, for you see Zira again at 9 years old, but she's wearing something around her head. A heavy iron brace all around the top of her head down to the other side of her temple that links around to a mouthpiece for her to bite down on. It has threads that lead off somewhere else, like wires. The two voices, though muffled, one you begin recognizing. as the old master who Zero Little once served. I take it that this experiment will provide things that I'm requiring from you. Destiny? Of course, sir, of course, don't worry. Once we get this done sorted, you will see one of the finest examples of this. Truly, my magnum opus shall be my first. I'm taking delicate work in this. Do intend to provide these properly, and don't fool me around as you have others. Demon and devil blood is not easy to come by, boy. And if she's not worthy, I'll destroy her myself. And the moment fades. And while she moves alongside you, you see Glory's now in a chair. It is a small steel chair where you can see that there are spaces for her hands to be clamped down in her legs, as well as a strap for her chest. You hear a voice ring out as those two fade to darkness, and Destiny appears again. You need to be brave, sweetheart, my little Zira. And he's just handing her a small teddy. I don't want to do this, Dad. Trust me, sweetheart. Your mother will be very proud of you for going through this with me. We're being little science buddies. As she sits into a chair, he straps her in. And he pulls a lever on the wall as she bites down. Electricity does run through her body as he takes a large syringe and injects her with it. Off to the side, what you did not see previous, you now see. Something you didn't see, of course, in the moment, Zira. But you see something chained, caged. A beast, a monster. And unlike everything that's come prior, it's looking directly at all of you. It seems to be some sort of red-skinned creature. Chest exposed out for the world, a very humanoid form, of very fine horns that rise up. Arms dangled above it, legs chained below, wings held with nails against the wall. So, you finally went this deep and found little old me. Your father's an asshole, child. And now I've been trapped in you for far too long.
Whoa, whoa,
He's not her father.
Yes. I'm freaking out, but you can see me, like me, but not that me.
Oh, I can see that small you in that, and I can also see the woman you've become, and I can also see the child that you're being portrayed as now, and I also see the terror that's standing behind you. And behind you right now, almost like a dread figure, is Legacy. Her features darkened, her wings broad out, as she's glaring straight past all of you at this thing. Oh, you're the reason that they actually summoned me. Wonderful, fucking wonderful, great.
Okay, I'm already missing a lot here, but what the what the fuck, who the fuck are you?
My name's been long forgotten, in your memory at least. If I was ever released and died, I'd at least return and get some sort of semblance back to myself, but no.
Thanks.
All he's been doing, all he did, these wonderful experiments with you, was just to get my bloodthirsty nature out and put it in you. Well, he killed me afterwards, so I'm the last tether to the mortal plane stuck in you. I would love to break free of these chains. I would love to just let you kill me. Destroy this essence that's stuck to the plane so I can return to the hells. But I'm kind of thinking that you might not do that. You might have some moral compass that's preventing you. I hope you don't. But listen. I saw you looking at the little article. I've had to watch you be electrocuted for 21 years. It gets boring after a while, and also starts to really make your stomach turn. Even mine, yes. I am one of the 12 sons of a particularly interesting individual. Particularly interesting individual who's only ever had one daughter. Someone who keeps care of one of 9 levels. I'm not going any further than that because I don't want to, but yeah, I'd really like out. So he looks behind all of you towards Legacy. Sister, can you do me a favor? Because this fucking sucks.
Okay, wait, hold up. Hang on, my head feels like it's gonna explode. Okay, hang on a second. Okay.
I was once a first generation tiefling too. I'll happily explain this to you, sweetheart, because I may as well. What happens is, when you get born and you happen to be a first generation tiefling, at some point you get a choice. You can choose to keep your mortality and the sort of powers you get from it, which are kind of cool, or you can get eternity and more power. A lot of us end up choosing the immortality and the more power parts. Yours. My sister didn't. She chose to have a mortal life. Rest of us went back. Until I was summoned through by a warlock who really wanted devilish intent, needless to say, but he then managed to restrain me without killing me. Many weeks of travel got me to here, and then he kept draining my blood, saying that the child was impure and it needed to be perfected. So yeah, he's literally taken my blood to put in you. I don't know why he summoned me. I mean, I only turned into an incubus. Some of us turned into Baylors, but sure, yeah, don't summon them. Summon my poor ass.
I would like to step forward at this point. You probably see the connection in me, don't you?
Oh, you stink of him. Oh, God. Ugh, I hear you even saying that word.
Yeah.
What the fuck would someone like you be doing working with him? I'm not even gonna... Yeah, you don't even matter right now.
I promise we'll talk. I need to... Yeah, we'll talk later. Right now, what the how the fuck... Dan.
I'm stuck here. Because I am the last vestige of myself on any of the planes.
Are you real?
If I were to cut
fucked
your
up memory,
cheek-
right?
Oh, I actually don't even know what I am, and that's the worst part. So listen. If I cut you on the cheek right now, your physical form will start bleeding on your cheek. I think. Pretty sure that's how it works. Hey, wizard boy. I saw you have cat eyes. Do us a favor and check outside. And if I am allowed, I'll prick your finger, and he can see that your finger starts bleeding in the real world. Don't worry, you can immediately wipe off the blood. I'm not doing anything with it. I know better than to piss her off. I definitely know better than to piss Dad off.
Glory, you want to do that?
If I may suggest, I would...
No, it won't work with you, you dumb shit. This isn't your mind. You're linked somehow. I don't know how you fuckers managed to pull this off. This is entertaining as hell.
I was just going to say that I tend to believe you without the evidence. You can see us.
Ta-da!
Das.
Yeah.
Can I do what I always do in moments
Make
of
an
great
inside
crisis? Yes, please.
You
I
can
wanna
make
know.
it with advantage.
I think one of Glory's golden rules is don't make deals with demons. But I just want to know
Well,
if he's
funnily
trying
enough,
to kill
the rules
me.
don't make rules with demons. The devil, so it's not the same thing. You check him. You scowl at him in a particular way, and he actually ends up looking a bit sheepish at you. Oh shit, that runs in the family. I don't like that. Okay, look. I'm not trying to kill you, which he seems genuine in. I'm not trying to fuck you over, which he seems genuine in. I'm just sick of being stuck in your head, watching lesbian sex, and just watching you kill things. It gets boring! I want to go back to my own life. You seem sincere.
Suddenly the entire party is very interested in the sky.
Suddenly,
You're all mimicking my face, but the problem is I also hear the things, okay? I'm not going into detail because the mother's behind me. And I don't trust her not to kill me right now, I'm honest.
Can you do the cat thing? I don't know how any of this works.
Um,
When we get out of here, people are going to have to sit down and explain it to me, and it's going to take about 3 days, but I'm going to need it. Varys, do the cat thing. I'm going to do this
Okay.
thing. Okay. Yeah, sure.
swap eyes?
This is fine.
I command Von Carla to fly down and sit next to Glory, next to her hand.
You do. So, I'm kind of chained up in your mind. Like, I literally can't do anything. So, if you want to just walk over to me, someone else, get close so you can wipe the blood or some shit if you're that paranoid. But just let me prick you with my claw. And his hands are just above his head by the wrist.
Yeah, I'll put my hand up then.
Prick! Small drop of blood. Fenenkala does see the blood drip. It's just a small, very small little bit of blood just starts coming down from Glory's finger.
Von Carla's just going to sort of get
You
closer.
take 1 point of psychic damage, Glory.
Von Carla's just going to get closer, just sort of trying to block the view from Silver.
Full health?
And just going to lick the blood.
You're all at full health, yeah.
Oh, I'm not. Well, I'm not. I wasn't. I don't know if I'm in here.
Wasn't.
At present, in your mind, you are at full health.
Okay.
Done what I had just in case we go back on the footage and we're like, shit.
Yeah.
Oh shit, that would have killed me. That would have been the most degrading thing ever. Yeah, just let me prick your finger, but I did.
Whoops.
Varys. Glory's this whole time very pale and very, very shaky.
Funnily enough,
time.
you are more pale. You're not as red, you're more pink. You're pinker, and you have, at this point, just as before the experiment happens, it is basically just these tiny studs at the top of your forehead. But you are very pink. You're almost human in color.
I'm just looking at Varys waiting to hear confirmation one way or the other.
Yeah. I come back to normal visions. Nod. It worked.
Ta-da! So, I'm currently looking in his head, and he points towards Roman. And besides being really, really weird, I know he can cast banishment. How about you do us a favor and pop us out of here? I'm literally giving you all a you owe me from a Prince of Devils. Come on!
Before we vacate you from this vessel, we came in here to sever a connection she's having trouble with.
Oh, that's over there. And he just points his finger, and it's basically, it goes to a one door, which is very simple in design, but it's wrapped around in chains. Yeah, basically that was the first time any of this, and he points towards the scene that's at present. Yeah, it's the first time any of this happened. So trust me when I say going through there is probably going to help fix it. I don't know how, but I presume so.
Well, guys, personally, having been through this dream stuff, I don't envy this demon's position. What's your opinions?
It's Glory's choice.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It's up to Glory whether I use banishment to
So let me get this straight. If we don't banish you, you're living in my head forever.
I'm stuck in your head because you're the last vestige of me on the material plane. You boof me out.
See what happens.
I go
to me.
I go back to the hells. I go back to the 9th level where I belong.
Life with you
Sorry,
in my head. What happens when you go?
I have no idea. But sincerely, if I am pushed out willingly, I imagine it's as painless as possible.
It's not why we're
might
here to help with your memories.
Anyone wants to make an insight check? Go ahead.
Six people would just be like, insight.
The only person who isn't is Legacy, by the way, who has just done nothing but scowl at him.
Yes, Legacy's default setting. It's a
Oh,
factory
no.
setting is to scowl.
You're used to the Legacy scowl. You're not used to the infernal Legacy scowl. Because her eyes are no longer like...
Very much not looking at her mother too much.
Yeah. Her eyes are no longer her normal color. They are now literally like smoldering embers. And not in the sense of they are eyes that look like it. They are just... You just see the darkness
The
and
fire
just
eyes.
smoldering eyes.
Do you have roll 20 up right now, honey?
I do see those checks, yes. So you focus. Genuinely, he just seems like he wants out. He's willing to go out peacefully. He's trying to make this as appealing as possible to you guys. He doesn't want to stay. But you get the sense he doesn't want to hurt Glory. So if anything does happen, it may be intentional.
I may be able to offer a tertiary option.
I'm not getting in your head. Nah, you shoot.
I wouldn't recommend it. However, what I was going to suggest is I might have the capacity to make you flesh again.
I will literally go back to the hells and regenerate a body. I'll be fine.
Whatever happens, it's Glory's decision.
So that's the name you chose. I literally only hear you by your birth name.
Yeah.
Yeah, that suits, yeah. Okay, yeah. Big warrior, tough guy.
Hero wasn't
I get
right.
it. That was
Sounding right for you?
that wasn't, and he just like points towards the shadowed image of Destiny. Not your dad, but I'm gonna just call him Dassel because he's a dad asshole. Dassel.
Eloquent.
Magic people, is this sounding good with you? Kirok, Varys?
It's your
Just
choice at the
sounding-
end of the day.
Right, that I wasn't included in the battle.
No, but is it sounding like I can't tell plausible magic from bullshit magic?
I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know demons.
I know that people kind
Yeah,
of go to
but-
other planes.
I've had a demon come out of my head, and I didn't come out what I would consider fully unscathed, but it wasn't necessarily physically damaging.
Since I know a little bit about planes, can I make some sort of arcana check to just be like...
You can certainly make an Arcana check. As at this point, he's just stopped looking at all of you as you like try to banter people who know experience. He's just looking at Legacy in the back right now.
13.
Okay, with a 13, you were aware that when anything, say fiendish, dies, it will return to its home plane in the lower planes, which is either one of the portions of the abyss or one of the levels of the hell.
Okay.
Sister, can you just say even hi to me? I know, I went to Dad, I'm an asshole,
we-
I get it.
Leave
Can you
the
just-
demon devil stuff, please. It's gonna.
You're a tiefling. You're a tiefling, you don't worry about that. You're at most a tiefling, so don't worry about that. First generation, that's where we run into issue. But you,
Let's
don't
talk
worry,
about
kid.
The
you're
hell
fine.
stuff right now. We'll deal with the hell stuff later. Roman, do it.
Snap a finger.
He does not
Which is-
resist because he's willing, and as he goes, I owe you!
Again.
And the moment he's gone, that pressure, that wrapping around your head, around all of the figures from your memories heads, disappears. It's almost like part of the roof begins crumbling down, but not to say harm, like it fades, almost like crumbling into bubbles that just pop, and things become clearer, and you begin remembering your childhood again. Almost as if the presence of someone else in your head was one of the main things keeping it. There are still blotches, but that seems to be one of the most critical things.
I would like to use Healing Word just to sort of smooth out the psychic edges there.
Okay, you don't spend a spell slot, but you say Healing Word, and that small, like, say the damage that was done to Glory from the prick of the finger has been mended, but any of this mental thing doesn't seem like you can repair it with this.
Okay.
Oh, that was neat.
Oh god, my head hurts so much. Holy shit. Oh god. Cool.
We haven't even started yet.
Is
Started? I remember what Hope looked like when Hope was tiny. Hope was so cute.
Your sisters were adorable. You were also adorable. But I think we may have just gotten one of the main blockages out. He always was just a waste of space.
Alright. I just keep the momentum going. I'm just gonna go for the next door before I think twice.
Okay. The chains on this door have loosened, and you just open them up, and you begin hearing in a language that you don't understand, but I need to ask everyone here what languages they speak.
who
Common
wants to go
gnome
first?
Common, Elvish, Sylvan, Giant.
Aarakocra, Auran, Celestial, Common.
Dwarven,
Common,
Druidic.
Undercommon, Druidic.
Dwarven, Druidic, and what else, honey?
Dwarven, Druidic, and Common.
Kirok, you understand this. It is celestial.
Oh shit!
You hear two voices singing as you hear pianos being played and numbers being counted in celestial. You see Legacy and you see Zero. And Zero, as you step in, you begin, and it's almost like hearing a dialect you've not heard in a very long time, but once you begin hearing it, you begin remembering it. Mark down that you can read, write, and speak Celestial. As you remember, you were taught it.
Here we go, boys.
Kirok actually does just sort of like blink and's like, I didn't think you could speak Celestial.
Till literally right now.
That's a cool
And
trick.
at this point, Glory, you are now yourself again. You are your adult form once more, walking through memories, not restrained to your points in time. But you all notice something of Glory when she's moving about in this form. Her skin's paler. But it's Zira and Legacy sat at a piano, playing together. Legacy has Zira on her lap, and they are playing away as she's trying to teach her to do the piano, but probably a 6-year-old Zira has been way too enthusiastic and just begins mashing the keys after a point. But whenever she calms down and she focuses in, she plays it nearly as well as her mother. And you begin realizing that when she was younger, it appeared that Glory was very capable, as she begins speaking with her mother, and she goes between Common to Infernal to Celestial to Elven in the same sentence. Different words from each used. Mark down that you remember that you can speak Elven.
Oh,
Your mother
chivalry.
taught you because you were a. And I can finally say this as well. Mark down that you are a prodigy. The feat prodigy that half breeds and humans may have.
Dope.
Yes, you are.
Prodigy's cool.
Yes. But it is at this moment in your memory that you see a very disheveled and tired-looking Destiny step in. Seems as if he stepped from outside and comes in to just sit down on the couch nearest to the fire, and his head is in his hands. Legacy lets Zira play away, which Zira does in this moment merrily, not listening, but it is a sound that did reverberate in your mind, and as such you now hear it all. Legacy asks what happened. Destiny explains that he's struggling with work. He's being outperformed, outproduced, and there's even been sabotage on some of his works. So he wonders how he's going to be able to do this in time. Until a very young and excitable Zira steps in and says, "Let me help you. I want to help you. I want to learn. Can you teach me?" And there's a very long pause as he sits there looking. He says, "Yes. Yes, you could." And this was the first memory that you had lost. Because later that day he took you back and the first experiment was had. You watch as any darkness around you fades away. Your mind, you begin realizing you reach and you just lift something off that isn't there in this form and it just falls. You realize you no longer need the headband of intelligence. You see around you the memories of your youth, all splayed out. Some like a child's drawings on a wall, others like stained glass windows of a Romanesque cathedral.
Wow, I didn't know I had a cathedral.
Many of these moments.
Sorry. I needed that atmosphere back.
I was thinking the exact same thing.
I've been trying my best not to make memes this entire time, and then you just went and said something, so it's fine.
I appreciate that people are taking this seriously, though.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely.
So, as you're in, you see moments from your time when you were younger. Now they begin going from these sketches on a wall that a child drew as 3 years old, to now you're seeing that it was you drawing on the wall when you were 3 years old.
Oh.
Oh.
This continues through, and you begin seeing your childhood splayed out in front of you. You see you at 5 years old, when Faith had been born, saying, "Nana, I'll take her," and you're carrying your little sister around. When Hope was born a few years later, very shortly before this had happened, you're also there with your mother helping her. You learn how to change nappies at 8 years old, and you aspire to it. And then there's that dark time where things were angrier. But you look back and you don't think of these as malicious points, but as learning points. You now begin realizing where you can choose to learn, how you could choose to learn from these moments and draw things from it. That creative spark in the back of your head, almost like a flame that had died out long ago being reignited. And you look through, begin learning. You could take patience from this lesson, you can take this from that lesson, and you just draw for your own needs. It goes throughout your teenage years, and you remember one of the very first times one of Hope's boyfriends cheated on her and you were on top of him pummeling his face in. You remember many moments of your time. And then
I'm
your
sorry
mind.
to interrupt, but as Ashka right now, I feel like the equivalent of going to see your parents and the parents bring out the family photo.
Yes!
It's the photo album, but Glory has no memory of any of the pictures.
That's
I'm gonna shut
fantastic.
up now.
You're okay, because that's a very
You did.
apt way of describing it. At this point, you're maybe 29, 28 years old. You're walking through Neverwinter, and you just see one or two long white feathers laid on the ground, and you look ahead to see a stumbling Aarakocra. And at that moment, all your eyes open. You're all back in your positions, but we'll draw first to the room that has Sildar, Ashk, Roman, and Gloria. Gloria, you look different. You look to a mirror on the wall. Your horns have shrunk back slightly. Your skin is paler. You now look more like a pink adolescent tiefling, but your ears aren't pointed, they're more rounded. Your jaw is softer. Mark down that your race is half human, half tiefling. And you have all been brought out of this moment. Soul Link has ended. And there is a wide-eyed, jaw-dropped Sildar Hallwinter looking directly at you.
And crying.
I immediately cling to Glory's hand and place a hand at the side of her face, going, "You're right. You okay?"
And then after a few seconds, to ruin the moment, a huge pile of feathers explodes into the room.
Holy fuck!
You're okay! It's okay,
Okay.
it works!
Okay. Headache that could kill anything. Please slow down and be less loud.
Oh, sorry.
I would like to start medically checking people, starting with Glory.
Make a medicine check on Glory.
Lay on
I was
hands.
literally about to. I'm literally like clinging to Ashk, but I'm also like.
Lay on hands.
She has... You
Okay.
can tell she has a massive headache at present. Straight up like you've just been thrown into a movie. and
Brain
you're
that
getting
could kill
all-
a god.
You're getting all the plot literally thrown at you, and you're just going, what? So it looks like it's going to take her a little bit of a period to actually assess everything in her head. But it's her. She looks broader. She looks stronger. Glory, also, I'm going to do something here real quick because it's something I've been waiting to do for 2.5 years.
There's a lot of things happening.
Whoop, whoop.
So
I'm assuming you're
mark
doing
down
like
that you're unattuned to the headband of intelligence because it can't work on someone whose stat is higher than what they're trying to.
Intelligence stat.
Ooh.
He's doing things to my character sheet, guys. My intelligence is currently 0.
I know immediately what I want to do next.
That is your canon intelligence.
I know exactly what I want to do next.
My intelligence is 20,
Nice.
by the way.
Mark down somewhere wherever you like that you have the prodigy feat.
Back.
Hey,
I
Glory,
got it. Hold on.
if you don't need that, can I have it?
Oh, no.
Not for me! Not for me!
Yeah, sure.
I'm just gonna.
Roman, you're not in there yet.
You said I was.
That's what I loved.
You won't wake up in your own space. You won't wake up in your own space.
I know,
You're
I know
downstairs with the
exactly what
others.
I want to do.
I'm assuming Glory doesn't.
I'm
Glory
just laughing.
doesn't have it on. It's actually down next to her on the bed.
Didn't
Yeah,
realize that she didn't have it on, because that's the way she's been smart up until this point.
Yo.
That's why there was this moment of clarity where you just reached up to your temple and just pushed it off because you no longer need it.
Kind of blinking at people, like she doesn't like all this stuff's coming back, and she hasn't all processed it yet, and she's also clinging to Ash, and she's crying, and she has a headache, and then just like in a moment of clarity, she just turns around to Kirok and Ash and just looks at them both and goes, but she said it in Celestial.
What did she say?
Is this how this works?
Yes,
This is pretty sounding.
it's very pretty sounding. That you have a bit of a funny accent that you obviously need to practice on.
It's a bit heavier for it. It's like a Scotsman trying to speak French.
That's a really good analogy.
Yeah, I pick up the band and I'm just like, can I have this? It's not for me, but I want to try something.
I don't know who it's for.
Okay. Glory,
Let
do you
me do
resist?
this,
Do you
please.
allow her?
Doesn't have it on her head, so she just kind of nods because she didn't realize she wasn't really wearing
Yeah,
it.
you're
She's
just like
oh.
statused out right now. You're like,
Yeah, Glory's essentially
uh-huh.
mentally flatlining at this point.
I'm gonna just put it
Okay.
in my bag for later. Then I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that later because this is more important.
I'm just going to tap her on the shoulder and say, "Welcome to my world. I got to check on the others and leave them to their moment."
Before Zero goes, I want to hug him.
You hug him. Your shoulders are broader by like maybe 2 inches to either side, and it does seem like you're
So rest
more
in peace, anyone
muscular.
who tries to fight her.
Yeah, your stats have not increased in your strength, but your intelligence has gone up because that was the one stat that had been altered.
Forgive
Oh wait,
me,
it wasn't.
but,
Hang on. Lol.
Forgive me, but welcome to the gun show.
Yes.
Yes.
Now that you have the constant desire from a devil in your head to kill things,
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
your
That makes sense.
charisma has gone up.
Business fixed as well. Remember talking about
Everything else, good luck. But those two
Maybe I'll
stats,
see everything.
funnily enough, I did roll those stats. I was like, no, you know what? That 18's gonna come a 20. I decided this. And then I rolled a 12 and I'm like, okay, that's a Chris.
Well, you did well, Glory. And ironically, it looks like it was our destiny to me, if you'll forgive the pun.
Word. But I'll talk to you when I can think.
Yeah, I know that feeling. Don't worry about it. I'm checking on the others.
I
I got to talk
understand.
to Roman anyway.
You hear very quick feet boom, 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 up the stairs as in storms Legacy. Who,
Before you yell at me for not consulting you on this, my head really hurts. Please don't yell.
her mouth is agape and there's just tears forming in her eyes very quickly, just running down her cheeks, and she just runs in and just hugs you. She just hugs you, kisses the side of your head, and just holds you, clings to you. And she just did not say a word. She just holds you.
Mind if I sleep? Oh god, my head hurts. I promise. I'm sorry for anything and everything that happened in there, because that was a lot. And I don't really.
You have nothing to apologize for. What we saw.
And as Sildar speaks up, by the way, yeah. So about explaining, because I've literally just watched her change as she took off her headband of intelligence, lifted down. Yes, can someone please explain outside? I'm trying to keep my voice down because I know you said it, but I'm currently, what's the Elvish saying? Losing my shit?
Every single one of these people to tell you everything that happened in there.
It's pronounced Kruch, but I might be mangling the translation.
Unless anyone
A little
has
bit.
anything urgent, I need to sleep.
He just leans down and kisses you on the forehead. I am going to make sure there is very warm food waiting for you, but you get to sleep right now, young lady.
Hang on a second. I didn't wait. Chloe just kind of is blinking. She's kind of trying to stay. You know when you're like so tired, you're kind of in
I
the
know.
conversation, but
I
you're
know.
asleep mentally. Yeah, she's kind of doing that. She's like processing things about 5 minutes after they happen. At this point,
You process like, wait, what? You processes as he's already alongside Legacy. They've both tucked you in.
go to sleep. Good night, everybody. Have fun.
You are out cold.
He has the same
If I
reaction to
may-
trauma that I do. Sleep it off.
If I
Sleep it
may,
off. Sleep it off.
Can I, while Sildar and Legacy, I very nearly called her loyalty. I'm doing it as well.
Too many tieflings. This is the problem. It's not a problem, but
Not a problem.
it's not a problem. It's not a problem, guys.
Not a problem, just a statement.
I kind of want to have the idea of Ashka just sort of standing by the door, watching it happening, and then just standing there protectively for like say about half an hour before moving on.
By the way, the moment she's tucked in, she goes out like a light. Just excuse me for a second, though, everyone. You can have a little bit of a role play. Come here, you little fuck.
Oh dear.
Oh. Oh.
Oh.
Oh dear.
remember,
Oh
everyone, this is
dear.
a game team.
Oh, he's dragged Naren away. Oh, that's not what I was
Still
expecting.
here, guys.
Oh, I wasn't expecting Naren to get taken. Ooh.
To the RP stage for long enough. I'm tapping Glory out. You guys have some fun for a bit.
Well, I'm okay. Well, I am having my bit of fun, which Krauser knows what it is because I had to tell somebody. I think I'm gonna have to flip a coin, Kay, to decide.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say though, kudos to Das because that was a Picturama horror show of everything
was-
I've ill-advisedly sent him at 2 a.m.
That was so
awful.
good.
I so
There was
can't
a
believe
point-
that we're so connected. I never knew.
All the things I wrote. Yes, I've been hoarding Glory Fix for 2 years, and you just saw all of them. Apart from the part where Glory didn't remember things anymore because I didn't have any part in that.
Yo.
Hey, Kells, remind me. Did you just give me all your weapons, or did I get the bag of
Did
holding
you?
as well?
I did not give you the bag of holding, but I
Did
did
you?
give you all my weapons.
Which is giant fella.
Giant fella,
Talon.
Talon, patience and control. But I didn't
Oh.
give you the ammo for patience and control.
Smart.
Well, I guess while Glory is sleeping, I'll just sort of like elbow Zero and just be like, "Hey, you did a good thing. It worked out all right, huh?"
I'm just. I mean, I will have to speak to Raven later, but for the moment, I'm just glad that Ash wasn't naked. I mean, I was giving 2-to-1 odds that was happening, but that's why I didn't mention anything, because then it would get stuck in Glory's head, and then it would definitely happen. And
That's a slippery slope to fall down.
oh god, yes.
But you guys are always weird about clothes. Us bird people, we don't seem to mind so much.
Well, to be honest, her being naked was like, at the least worst things that she could have been dreaming of at the time. There could have been much more, like that Demon was mentioning, that we just didn't need to see.
I think that went really well.
Oh, yeah, that would.
Especially
That
since
would
we
much
were
better than mine
all,
anyway.
especially since we were all there. I was worried that something weird would happen, but no, it turned out perfectly fine. So that's a relief.
Did you bring back any sheep?
Did you see any sheep?
No.
So no.
We did not see any sheep.
Well, you said you want to speak to Roman, but when you're done, do you want to come try something? There's something I want to try.
Sure, why not?
I'm sure you'll find it enjoyable.
Is it weird that I think Glory's my cousin now?
I know, you'd have to talk to Glory about it. But I mean,
Yeah, it's just
we're all kind
my
of
sister
family
that-
anyway, aren't we?
yeah, it's just my sister that isn't my sister is, it's the sister / brother maybe of
She's
But-
she's a
look,
sister
wait.
from another mister.
yeah. Not like that.
And with that, I leave. No, I'm only joking.
And I walk away.
I walk away. No, I don't. Hello.
Hello!
It's fun. I'm just making terrible jokes.
You're cool.
Dank memes.
You'll have to watch that on the stream later, Das.
Well, not later, because I have to go to bed after this, but tomorrow I'll watch it. So, what is everyone up to down here?
Well, I just said that I want to go do something with Zero later, but I'll wait for him to finish what he wants to do.
Okay. Zero, what are you doing?
Well, I had to check everyone, and then I was gonna talk to Roman.
Okay. Varus is fine. Anyone else has gone through the memory is fine. Roman is in a room by himself currently. You know which room he's in. You go to the door is locked.
Knock, knock.
Roman, you begin coming to your senses as you hear a
I don't actually knock, I just say knock knock. I actually do that in real life, I'm
You
weird.
hear knock knock.
I open the door.
There is a slightly disheveled but still all good Roman gnome in there.
Hey,
Mohawk slightly frayed.
I believe I promised you secrets.
Yes.
Alright, do you want to take a seat somewhere with me?
I mean, if you want, we can use this room.
Yep, sure. I go in and plonk myself down. Alright, so you're all healthy from that thing. You didn't take any problems, did you?
No, I'm pretty good actually. Really weird experience, really.
Yeah, well, imagine doing it on your own. Not fun.
Yeah.
Anyway, I've got a bit of a confession. You're a good friend of mine, and I've failed to mention something, although you may have picked up on it. See, might have snapped at you when there was confusion mentioned about you making Kirok an adult. I may have also gotten a bit annoyed earlier today when I thought you might have... There was mention about you and Legacy, and there was also... I was calmed down a bit when I took you originally and we went to the brothel, but you didn't seem to have any interest. But basically, I like you, but I don't want you to breed.
Okay, hang on. That is the weirdest way. That is the weirdest way to say I want you to be gay I've ever heard.
I don't want him to be gay.
Just say that to somebody!
I just want to interject here to say, what the fuck is happening?
It doesn't make sense in a bit.
Okay, honestly, after of all the things, after that mentality in Glory's head, somehow Zero still tops what I do.
How was
It's
that
just
a
like,
thought
right,
process with you?
Right. Hang on, everyone
Rochelle,
shut
it's
up.
like
I have
Hero
to see where this goes.
How did she
All
come
right,
to
everyone who's not here, we'll all be quiet and let this continue. So, Roman, you've been told he doesn't want you to breed, but he does like you.
I'm sorry, Zero. What?
I'm a druid of the Underdark, and Eldritch things are on the top of my shit list, and you're dripping with the shit.
Right.
There's more to the statement, but basically, if you breed, I'm worried there'll be more Eldritch shit, and quite frankly, at best I want to do experiments on you and hopefully kill your patron one day. Sorry.
Okay, that's all well and good, but I'm pretty sure that my Eldritch power is only connected to me, and wouldn't.
Yeah, but I don't know how far that extends. Eldritch shit is not natural.
Well, Zero, look at it this way. Basically, the only reason I was able to even get this Eldritch power that I have is because of this book that I hold. This is what connects me. The only way for somebody to then give it to somebody else is for them to then accept my patron and basically read this book.
Your patron sounds like a chill guy, and as long as he doesn't want too much influence on the thing, I don't really need to kill him per se, but the thought has often crossed my mind that you could be very useful as a sort of, not a test subject per se, but you would gain help with knowledge to deal with the myriad of illithids down in the dark. Look, my point is I just worry about it spreading a lot, and when you were going into Glory's mind, I thought that's a really bad place for Eldritch things. My point is, I'm sorry for snapping at you on several occasions when I thought, yeah.
Oh, it's all well and good, my friend. Yeah, like, really, like, I only have this power because I felt powerless. And after reading a book and not going completely insane after reading the book, I have then basically be able to do what I do.
That
Because
is comforting to hear. And it will probably make me have to study how to perform vasectomies less. Anyway, with that in mind, I'm going.
Okay.
Sleep well.
Yeah, alright.
It's about 4 p.m.
I know, I saw it.
Welcome to How Zero's Mind Works.
Oh god.
Yeah, that's the one mind we ain't saw, Lincoln.
Oh, yeah, no, I see that. I see that, yes.
I love all your reactions. Anyway, moving on. I'm gonna go find Kirok.
Alright, have a good one. I close the door.
Hi, what the fuck just happened?
Roman, you've never sensed an eldritch entity having some semblance of confusion, but slight admiration. You just got a sample of it.
Right. Yeah, I'm glad that you heard that, Cthulhu. It was weird for me too.
Sweet one. I like that.
Yeah, he's fun.
I might need to call him later.
How about we not do that for now? That
You
works.
don't have a say in this.
Okay.
What is happening?
Oh, a warlock is contacting his patron. Duh.
Okay.
Back to the real world where we have a big blue bird.
I love puppies.
I think back to the real world is the wrong way to describe this.
Name of the session, everybody.
Back to reality, back to the Bluebird Show. Okay.
So, Kirok, you're going to do something?
Blue bird in a cage.
Hi.
I want to try something. I thought you'd like to see it because you like this kind of thing.
Sure.
And we're gonna go outside, and in probably a big open field because we need space. I will summon Huru.
Yeah, you summon
I
up
like
Huru.
Huru.
Huru lands out.
Hey, buddy, we're gonna try something new. Let me know if you like it or not. I don't know. And I fly up, and I'm gonna try putting the headband of intelligence around Huru.
Okay, well, it takes 10 minutes to attune, so it lands. You put it on the top of his head, and over 10 minutes, just begins expanding out and bloop, lands on his head. You've never seen bird eyes widen with realization until you've seen Kirok realize something. But this bird just got whoa.
Hi!
It's just screaming, just keep screaming. Laura,
This
you
is
were
a
woken
massive
up by the
rock
sound
screaming
of a
here.
rock. Like 100-foot wingspan rock screaming in realization. It is just basically a toy. Ah! Ah!
I land on his beak. Hey,
Ah!
hello,
You
hi.
keep screaming, but you just keep going up in the air as it goes. Ah! Ah!
Hope nobody was trying to sleep and had a headache.
Oh, it's not the middle of the night. Do you want me
Yes.
to take it off? Okay. Stacy.
Daisy, you've never found a more accurate representation for poor fucking Huru right now, who's just like, I thought I was a good bird. Why did you do this to me?
You are a good bird.
He doesn't say that because he can't speak common.
Yeah, he doesn't know how to. He hasn't been taught how to speak, even though he probably has the intelligence to learn at the moment. Kirok, what did you do to the bird?
I put the headband on him.
What headband?
I like how it sounds like you were that far away, so I can imagine you on top of it as he's shouting up, "What did you do?"
It's fine. I know exactly what I'm doing.
What headband? It doesn't seem to like it.
I'm gonna take it off because yeah, I didn't know what it would do, but there we go.
Yeah, but what headband?
Glory's headband. She did say.
Isn't that a headband of intelligence?
Yes.
The bird is
Yeah,
also
there's a
like,
druid. Yeah, there's a druid spell that does that, and I wouldn't wish intelligence on anything. So yeah.
bird also nods.
Yeah, welcome to our world, poor bugger. Take the damn thing off.
Fine, I'm taking
It's-
it off.
It feels stupid, and there's just this moment of, and just goes back to its normal state then, and this contentness washes over its eyes, while there is a slight confusion.
It's just like
Ignorance is bliss, motherfuckers. Leave the guy stay that way.
Jeez.
Basically,
Yes, I-
Roman. Basically, yes. That poor bastarding bird has just gone. "What?" Oh, thank God, it's got to get up dumb.
Yeah, I know some druids are into that spell. I never learned it on purpose.
I probably shouldn't do my plan 2 then, should I?
What we can plan to.
I was gonna put it on Turk.
I think Turk might be too smart for that already, but yeah, I wouldn't recommend it.
You can
Aw.
certainly try if you want to.
I don't know if I want to anymore.
put it on
Well,
purpose.
Turk is already a sentient creature and can comprehend languages.
Put it-
I don't
put it
know
this
if
way,
I don't know
Kira.
if I know that.
I'd say you do because you know, like, Ashka's actually had conversations with him. Like, he's
Yes.
just gone. And then her, she's
Rocks
gone, I know.
Rocks understand languages.
They do, yes. Rocks understand languages. Rocks just can't speak them. Turk is able to comprehend. Turk can speak with Ashk. I do some oink sometimes for humor's sake, but it's meant to be telepathic.
I mean, from like,
Well,
I
I'll
mean,
say-
from like a character standpoint, Kirok doesn't necessarily like. She speaks to Huru, and Huru sort of acknowledges it, which is why she thought this should work. But to her, she does the same to Turk. She talks to him, and he acknowledges her, so there's no difference to her. So in her mind, she's like, well, he didn't like that, so I don't think Turk's gonna like it either.
When you guys get back to the inn, there's Kronos and Turk playing chess. One on either side of the board. Turk has a little hoof under his chin. He just smashes the board and goes.
I say, dibs on playing Turk. I mean, winner. I mean, same thing.
So do you want?
Kronos is scowling at you right now.
Do you think I should do it or what?
I mean, why don't you ask him first?
But I can't. But he can't speak. I thought that if
Hey.
I thought that if
I
you
look at
put
Turk.
I thought that if you put the band on, they might be then able to speak, but apparently not.
I got Turk. Oi, Turk. You want to be smarter?
He just nods.
Yep, says it's all good.
Okay.
So you, okay, you
I mean, I
put
don't
the head-
speak pig, but this is why I never learnt to speak to animals. You can usually just sort of understand their ways anyway.
You put the
Well,
headband
yeah, that's what
on
I
Turk.
do. Yeah, I guess I do. I'm
Put it
I'm
on.
very nervous considering it ended badly last time.
It shrunk back down after you took it off Huru. Put it on Turk. It grows out to match his head. And he looks down at the chessboard, looks up at Kronos, and just seems to go. And Ash, you hear in the back of your head, that foul bastard cheated. Foul play.
He has a British accent now.
That
Perfect.
foul fucker. And he is a foul and a fucker. How dare he?
Language, foul.
I can just
There's
imagine.
a time and place for this sort of thing.
Suddenly you put on the headband and the monocle appears on him.
I just imagine Ashka's upstairs watching Glory, and we're downstairs doing this with Turk, and we just distantly hear, "What did you do to my pig?"
My dearest Ashka Koraban, they have put a headband of intelligence upon my brow, and it has forcefully increased my intelligence tenfold. This is
Now,
marvelous.
Edgar Allan Poe, what just happened?
Call the pig!
Edgar Allan Pig.
Figure out, yes.
Meanwhile, I tap Kronos on the shoulder and says, I bet he beats you in 3 moves now.
the bird scowls at you, realizing it's now lost its fucking game, and you just see like the small bag of seed. It just like moves over to the side. And just seems like oh no, I'm good and don't want to do no more. Just like ignoring Turk as he tries to like put the chessboard back up. He's not intelligent, but Kronos is wise enough to know, nah, I'm not doing this. Beasts have wisdom, not intelligence.
Well, Turk, it's your decision whether you want to keep it or not.
I would absolutely love to.
Very well then.
Now the question is, whenever he disappears, does he
Let
go with
Kirok and Zero know.
Do you like that, buddy?
Brother, I don't speak common. Could you shout down that I approve?
I will. Once Carrier Town is alright.
Oh yes, that was a bit of bother. You kind of disappeared on me for a moment. I hope she's alright.
She's fine. She's fine.
That's slowly going southern.
Just need some
We
time
can-
to rest.
We're gonna have to start teaching the pig linguistics.
It's going to be a pig with the feet linguistics. It's going to be great. Glory could teach him, considering how many languages
He's
she knows.
smart enough now. He just has to be taught.
He also needs the vocal cords to do it, but hey.
Oh, it's a fantasy world. Let me have my fun.
Okay, fine.
You already spoiled my first bit of fun. Let me have this.
Fine, I'll let you have that.
And yes, I'm miffed, but whatever.
There's now
It's
3
probably smart
characters in
enough.
this party with a +4 or more in their intelligence checks. The pig, the half-tiefling, and the high elf.
Dear God.
Who, after the experience in the mind, was also probably a high elf. On a shelf.
High alpha on a
No.
shelf.
Crossed too many beams there, dude.
I never cross too many beams, it's my world.
High alpha
Don't
on a high
cross
shelf.
the streams.
Krauser,
Yes.
you just see a hoof tapping the window. Also, the Turk does look back to you both then, and points at that on his head before making a big, like, motion in the dirt with his hands, and he basically just makes a circle and then tries to try to curve a thumb with it, as if to say a thumbs up.
I'm looking it upside down. I'm like, I have no idea what he's doing, but he seems to like it.
I think he likes it.
Trot her up.
We're gonna have to teach him how to speak.
Sure. He'd probably pick up Drew Dake fairly well.
And that's what Kiraka Zero do for the next 6 hours.
I'm not making an intelligence check for this fucking pig. I'm letting you know right
I like to imagine I had to lose several rounds of chess while we're doing that.
Oh yeah, you've lost so many times. So, Faris, you open the window to see that there's a perfectly laid out chessboard put up between you there, and there's just Turk poking his snout up at you, looking with very intelligent eyes, like, come on,
Oh,
motherfucker.
you want to do this? Okay.
And as you prepare your chess game, we're going to go for a toilet break.
You manage to play various board games in every D&D campaign you're in.
Fantastic.
It happens.
Yeah.
Happens.
Carlos, I hope that was okay.
Really great.
That was fantastic. Alright, we'll be back in a bit, folks.
Remember to shop at Game Tea.
You're currently having a once it's gone sale, so do that.
Woo!
Up to 70%. Go buy stuff.
It's awesome! And we're back.
Yo.
Fancy seeing you here.
Hello.
Welcome back, Varus. Make a straight intelligence check.
Is this for how good I'm at chess?
Yeah.
Do I get a bonus because of my ring? It's not a game of chance, just a game of skill. So let's start.
Game skill, not chance.
Not gonna lie, if it's shit, I'm gonna use luck. Yeah, I'm using
Good
luck.
shit.
Of course
was
you
better.
are.
How badly do I lose by?
Ash, it is your pig. Do you want to make the intelligence check?
Oh no.
Yes, but what's the additional
+4.
stuff I need to make to the roll?
+4.
Just click on his intelligence inside. Hang on, let me edit his intelligence, and you can click on it inside.
Yeah, I was about to.
His intelligence is 19 now, right?
Yeah, it's
So +4.
yeah, it's 4.
Hold on. Did that work?
It's a pig who's just started to learn, but Varus, you realize you nearly lost a game of chess to a pig.
Oh god.
Fucking,
Crisis.
Right.
Just sweat going down his brow.
And now we play your game, and I step outside. I'm putting myself into a giant ball.
Oh dear God.
He looks at you. Hang on, I have to check something because I think Steeds can command others of the race. Give me a sec. If he just goes, "You are a moron," you have to accept that fact. Give me a sec.
I don't think that's true. I don't think that's something that he can do.
Hang on.
I'm 99% sure that's not real. It is 99% sure I made up rule.
Okay,
I
I think
think
it's
like-
made up. No, it was an older edition rule. I remember in older editions you could command others of your race. So say if you had a direwolf mount, you could command other direwolves to go, "Hurry!" and they have to make a wisdom check, or otherwise to be like, "Okay, I'm gonna listen to this guy. He's
Yeah.
got armor on. He's
Otherwise-
cool."
Otherwise we get totally alphaed.
Oh God, Turk with command.
And I just sort of like test the dirt a little bit with my hoof, and then just start charging towards him.
Okay. You realize that Turk's about twice the size of you, even as a giant boar. He's a big boy, so
Big boy.
Hey, you have to find the biggest boy and take him on in prison, right? We're in. I don't know.
Say that
But-
again.
If you
I
want to
just-
die.
I just watched Deadpool 2. and
Varus,
That's the thing they say.
Varus, make a strength check with disadvantage. Honey, click on Turk's strength. It's gonna be a straight roll for him.
Switch with a ball strength, right? Strength.
It's with boar strength, yes.
Well, I'm not gonna roll
Oh
with this one.
boy.
You bounce off of him, and in the entirely anime style of almost like just a still frame, like bang, you just bounce off Turk. He just looks at you, and goes, you can understand him as he squeals at you, goes, "Really? That's your mate?"
Is Turk doing the equivalent of dusting off the shoulder?
I land on my poor elf arse as I lose concentration on polymorph.
I just want to say, as Varus flies through the air as a pig, I'll say, "Huh, look, they do fly. I'm going to bed."
Yeah. I approve.
Alright, you're a better boar, and I'm a better elf.
You don't know that hooves can actually, like, squeeze closer, but he lifts it up close, and he just looks at his eye, the space between the two parts of his hoof, and goes, "That close."
I walk away.
Yeah.
You walk away from the boar as the boar literally struts to the stables like, This boar's loving life. Aw, Peter hugs.
Ah.
No.
I ain't giving out, man. I ain't giving out. That's cute. Also, because Peter could kill me.
I mean, yeah.
She is definitely a 20th level monk.
I'd say she's 10th because she doesn't have the spiritual side, but she can whoop a man's ass.
Oh, yeah, sure.
I am next to God in physical prowess. She's got the, nah, I can kill a bitch.
That's true.
I am the bitch. Anyway, what is the rest of y'all doing?
Oh, yeah, I'm just going back in with all of Gloria's weapons just bundled up in my arms, and I'm just going to go. I'm going to go past Gloria's room. Who's left in there? I'm assuming
I think
someone.
Ash.
Okay, I'm just going to carry a walk in, go to my own room, just lock myself up for the afternoon. Just with all the weapons.
Oh, your cat's still in the room as well.
Oh yeah, my cat would have left and come with me now.
Yeah, your cat's with you then.
I'm gonna read through my book.
I'm sorry if you said anything, Kay, but I really struggled to hear you there. So
Oh, it's
I
fine.
don't know 100%.
I think it might have been in your end, honey.
I've just gone back to my room with all of Gloria's weapons.
Okay.
Mr. Pig! Sorry, I just looked at Storm King Thunder. There's a Mr. Pig gift from Lion King, and I love it.
Alright.
Blue was just like, the fuck?
Like, what?
There's some hyenas getting fucked up in those stables. So, down below in the tavern, at present, there's, I'm sorry. Honey, you need to post that into fucking Twitter so people understand what I'm laughing at, but holy shit. What's the best part is the other one is Finnicala. Just taking the big ass bit out of his mind, motherfucker. Yep. Both animals, because I think Finnicala has your intelligence, doesn't it, Barris?
No, it'll be whatever the intelligence is of attrition, which is 11.
So still pretty smart. But it's just now the second smartest of the companion animals in the party. Down below, on the lower level of the tavern, food is being served to those who need. And just in the corner is both Legacy and Sildar. Just sat down. Both kind of just like abstractly looking forward. To their outside hands, they both have like a mug of something that they're just looking at. And just in the middle, their hands are just like over each other, just kind of like stemming off of each other. Just one's rubbing each other's hand kind of thing.
I will have to come down from the room and we'll begin reading my book and eating at one of the tables.
There's space for all.
Actually, who's all down here?
Currently, Legacy, Sildar, I think Karak and Zero have come back in. Ashk isn't down, Glory isn't down, Varus has just gone back up. I think that's everyone, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
There are also the guards, but they've returned to their positions. There's 2 outside of Glory's room, but the rest are around here.
Okay.
What does anyone want to do?
Nah, I think
He did
my
the
thing-
face of.
Yeah, you did
Hey,
say
this-
you had the face of realization. Oh, he's
Oh,
rolling something!
no.
Oh, he's
Wisdom
rolling
check.
something!
I would like to pull out the crystal ball.
Do which?
The crystal
The
ball.
crystal ball.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
And
Oh, yes.
Uh-oh.
Them save before he tells you.
oh, I don't want to say it.
Do it.
You could message me.
No,
Do
I
it.
don't want to say it because I don't want to do it. I don't mind everyone else knowing I'm doing it.
Do it. You rolled.
Do it. Do it. Do it.
I
Do it.
I'm gonna scry.
Get him.
Wait, what?
What? Homebrew it.
I am gonna try on that fucking demon thing that we saw in Devil in Book of Vanis.
Okay, you're going to scry on Glory's
I don't know if it
uncle.
works
Okay.
cross realm. I forgot.
You close your eyes and you focus, and your mind just rises up as if it's going high up into the air before it plummets, and you get this immense sense of vertigo as you just jettison down like a nightmare. Down, 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 and further you go.
Down.
Through one layer to another, to another, to another. One is constantly shifting, another is of ice, another is of just pestilence and death, further and further down, until you get to one, where it's still. But it's the uneary stillness. Like a city aware that a devastation is about to hit it, or two armies about to clash. But everything is pristine. Everything is marble or ivory. Fine cloth and linen, it is exquisite. And you go to one room, one place, and you see a bare naked humanoid figure with a long red tail, red skin. One side of its body is still slowly reforming. Even as you're there, you see bones reknitting and building up to form the frame. But you can just see that figure returning. And you hear a voice as you feel 11 sets of eyes lock onto you. Brother, someone wanted to look in on you. And you see 11 males, demons of devils of variety. You see one who is massive and hulking, face almost like a dragon, but with big bat-like wings, holding a scepter in its hands, looking down at that little bead that you know exists, that is the sight that you are seeing through. One you see looks as if he has a beard of writhing snakes that goes to the floor, with a massive spear in one hand. Another looks like the most simple and humble of gentlemen, until he smiles and his hands interlock, and you swear they interlock twice, but then you realize he has 6 fingers on each hand. You see many faces, many figures, some that you can't even comprehend, and the figure finishes its reformation as it just lazily swings around to look at you, and there is that young, almost androgynous now formed incubus. As he strides towards the position you're in, you feel like you can't quite pull away. So, why are you here exactly? His hip cocked to the side and a hand on it, and he is bare naked and you can see all of it.
Okay.
Cool, Krauser. You just saw a double dick.
You're currently seeing Devil Dick as the devil's going, "You mind? I'm changing."
Gonna slowly back away and open my eyes.
Get to mind
As
out
you-
the gusser.
As you try to, you realize that you kinda can't make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, for the love of
All
God.
right.
My family, they're trash!
Oh
Yeah.
my God! Hey,
As you try to pull away, you
I don't
realize
suppose you have
put
any
that
luck
hand
left.
towards you.
No, I'll use my last one
Yes.
to play chess.
With the pig.
you use your
Wait,
luck on chess.
Wait.
Wait.
Yeah.
Wait.
Wait.
Yeah.
Advantage on saving throws against being charmed.
You're not being charmed.
Damn it.
Damn
Put it out there.
No, dear boy, hang on. You were so interested to poke in on me. At least you can do is ask me what you're actually doing. We had an agreement. I would leave you be if you released me. You don't believe that I'm actually doing that. You think I might have a vendetta or something, don't you?
Like, can they see me? I've got that amulet of proof against shit.
You literally opened a portal to look at me, you fuck. I see you right here. I see that little bead. I know that's you, Mr. Wizard, because no one else is stupid enough.
Well, I'm glad he thinks none of us are stupid enough to describe on him.
I'm just gonna keep trying to like blink that dream.
Stop it. Stop. Just answer the question and let you off. Are you trying to scry like, oh no, what's evil demon gonna do?
Wait, can you hear me?
No, motherfucker, I'm just talking to myself.
Pretty dumb. Just making sure you're fine. Just making sure you're doing okay.
Make a deception check.
Sure.
I'm trying to lie to a devil. I'd have to roll that from no, it's bullshit. Uh-huh. Yeah. Sure, Jane.
Who's Jane?
Oh well, it's the same. This spell only lasts for so long. I feel myself fading away. I can close my eyes.
It's your equivalent of like, I'm going through a tunnel, the signal's
Honey, the connection's really bad.
If you don't stay here and answer these questions, I'm gonna come back up there. I said I wouldn't, but I will.
So I can't end the scry, I assume.
He's currently got his grip and he's basically maintaining your scry.
Okay, that's fine. Just
John, to be introduced to my dad? Because I'll happily introduce you to him and you can try to answer to fucking him if you want. Or you can just talk to me, it'll take 5 minutes and your immortal soul will be spared.
Fine, what do you want?
What are you doing?
I'm just making sure you were
Bullshit.
where you said. No, this is honest. I was making sure you were where you said you were going to be and not coming to fuck us.
Okay. Okay, the paranoid hero thing. I get it. Okay, that's fair.
We've been
Right.
fucked enough.
Okay.
Them too,
Alright,
you know,
alright. Well, look.
You've seen them a lot of
I
times.
saw that shit. I saw what happened. I
Yeah,
know. I get it.
I've heard it.
I've literally been stuck in her memory. Dude,
These
I've been
walls are
stuck.
thin.
Dude, shut the fuck up. I've been in her memory. I've literally seen all the people who have literally fucked or figuratively fucked
Wait,
you
how
guys
many?
over.
Well,
There's
no,
been a few people fucking you guys over.
Oh, I meant Rory, but no, don't
Jesus
answer that.
Christ, Varys.
You are so bad at this.
Can
Things
I-
you don't want to know, my dude.
Look, I get it. You're looking at my dick and you're thinking about sex. I mean, I can't blame you. Look at
Very-
me. I'm amazing, but
Very
still.
red.
Very red. Very red.
Of course it is. It's almost like it matches the rest of me. Anyway,
Right.
you also have that kind of tan all over that you could only have if you ever suntanned naked.
I'm just
Okay, so I tell you what. For the insolence of poking your head down here and bothering one of the princes, I'll say my IOU against you has been let off.
It's
So-
me personally or on the group?
Against you, don't worry. The groups, everyone's got one each. Everyone's got one.
Everyone gets one.
Yeah, everyone's
Okay,
got
good.
one. I'm basically looking at that. But you lost yours. But this
Cool,
is
that
where
win.
you lose it at. So yeah, this is the family. We were all once first gen tieflings, just
you're
like you're one.
So are you
I
like Glory's uncles?
Yeah, basically, if ever a demon tries to jump her, they're going to get the weirdest ass kicking they've ever felt, sweetheart.
Real quick,
There you go.
whenever he said, "Oh, so this is family," I imagined him like with the camcorder, just going, "Yeah, so here,
Basically, it's what he did. He went, "Here's the family."
here we go."
He's currently holding the eye, like the little bead of an eye that appears from the scry, like it's a fucking camera. Like, hey, this is family, and he's like
Puffy
lifting it
stick.
up over. His...
Da-da-da-dum. Can't click because my hands are so sweaty.
Ba-da-da-da.
I'm glad we could have this meeting.
Now he like really holds it close, like so you can just see one eye. You can just see like one eye just like constantly shifts between purple and pink. It's like, so are you gonna fuck off? Gonna bother me again? That better be a yes and a no answer, mister. Or I'm gonna come after your fine ass.
Well, I'm glad you like it. Sure.
That was a compliment.
Right. Bye then. And he just like blows you a kiss and scry ends.
Well, Funkala, that was a mistake.
Your cat is judging you, doing the what?
This is the third time this has happened.
Hey, Funkala. I push giant fella towards Funkala. Can you use that? Can you like focus on that and see what happens?
Is this animal experimentation time?
Hey, you did it.
Still
I'm doing this.
Tune to me.
I don't know if that
All
is.
Fenacala does with it is use the edge to scratch its back. That's about it.
You're the worst cat.
You hear in the back of your mind, bitch. You summon me, I am yours.
Well, you see, I'm prone to mistake.
Of course you are. You are one.
I dismiss Funkala.
Bitch. So the third thing to sass you in 10 minutes has been dispelled. I got to play an Incubus that was actually in its own. That was fun.
I just sit there, staring at the walls for a little bit.
I need to put more Incubuses in my game.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
No, you don't.
No.
I think that's pretty much it. Oh,
Yeah.
I'll just go. I'll get that. I can't remember where we got it, but I've got a golden flute. I'm just gonna clean that a little bit and maybe practice playing the flute a little bit. We got it like last season.
I'm pretty sure that summons something.
Don't think you should. Don't think that's a thing you should do.
I've just said. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's literally just a gold flute that's worth 250 gold. Because that's. Well, I've just said I'm doing it. I'll clean it.
If it's in the list as having a worth and not just as a thing,
it was in.
it's probably just to be sold.
Oh, fair
was,
enough.
Okay.
It was in the list.
I would never give you guys something of like special item value and saying, "Oh,
It
by
was
the way,
it was from
It'll have been
Let's go.
identified. so-
Glutog."
because it's on my note with the.
Yeah. It's just a bunch of shit with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just gonna practice it because my
Make a
old flute-
performance check then.
My old flute got disintegrated. What I'm proficient with is that I'll just do my. It'll be the same roll.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah.
It'd be-
If you're proficient with it, go ahead.
I've done it with charisma because I assumed it was charisma.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Because it is a performance check, that makes sense. Yeah, so you guys all know from Power Rangers where there's like the time that there's, I think it's like when there's the wolf, like the animal Power Rangers, there's the guy with the flute, the wolf one that just goes doo, 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 doo. And it's like a really nice, very finely done note by the weave in the corner. Basically what's happening right now.
Yes, I've not played in literally a year, so
You play again, still got it.
yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna then just chill for a bit.
Okay. With everyone seemingly chilling in one form or another, I decide we shall call this session here. You shall all have your long rests and wake up in the morning
Fair
without
enough.
pissing off any more fucking greater creatures. You
This is-
dumbass.
Third
Seems
time. Third time. Third time this has happened. Third time.
Don't know what any of you are talking about.
Third time.
Now the question is it the third time exclusively for Varus, or do we include,
Exclusively for Virus. Third time.
Oh, so it'll be
Been
4 then,
rolling
because...
PM all night. Whoops.
Oh yeah,
Fine.
yeah.
Including one for Jiren then, so that's a total of 4 times you guys have done shit like this.
Mark at this point.
Oh,
You think we'd learn to not scry on greater creatures?
Also,
Us learn seems fake.
Yeah.
I rolled a wisdom save. Okay.
Fair enough.
also, okay. You know who you remind me of?
No.
Buckley. I did the same damn thing in Blood Sand.
Yep.
Except you said ascending spell, which is something else, because the fucker can always respond to it. He like peeks in the window. You straight up ring the doorbell or leave a voicemail.
God.
Look,
So, we done?
Yeah, right.
We are
We're
done.
gonna end the stream there. We'll see you next week, everybody.
Remember to shop at Game Tea.
Please do.
Always.
Send them love.
Cool stuff.
send
Good
them
stuff.
love and money. Yes, yes. More importantly, your money or your souls. They work.
Take care, everybody. Bye bye.
Bye.